Building the ultimate female tennis player, the greatest tennis experiment ever. Imagine for a second that tennis scientists got bored. Not bored enough to start playing pickleball, but bored enough to lock themselves inside a laboratory, steal every statistic from the history of women's tennis, and ask one ridiculous question. What if we could build the perfect female tennis player? Not train one, not discover one, build one. Take the greatest serve ever recorded, combine it with the deadliest return, attach the most destructive forehand, add the smoothest backhand, sprinkle in world-class movement, and top it all off with nerves stronger than reinforced steel. The result? A player so terrifying she'd make Grand Slam draws look like a formality. A player who would walk onto center court, smile politely, and proceed to ruin everyone's weekend. Today, we're doing exactly that. Using decades of women's tennis history, we're assembling the ultimate female tennis player, piece by piece. And by the end, we might just create the greatest athlete the sport has never seen. The serve, Serena Williams. Let's start with the most important shot in tennis, the serve. Every point begins with it. Every opponent fears it. And when it comes to women's tennis, there is only one obvious choice, Serena Williams. At her peak, Serena's serve wasn't just a weapon, it was a cheat code. She regularly fired aces above 120 miles per hour, won an astonishing percentage of service games, and somehow became even more dangerous under pressure. Breakpoint down? No problem. Grand Slam final? Even better. Need an ace to save your life? Serena probably had two ready. What made her serve truly special wasn't just power, it was precision. She could hit any spot on the box at any moment and disguise it so well that opponents often looked frozen. If we're building the perfect player, the serve begins and ends with Serena. No debate. The return. Novak has competition here, and her name is Venus? Not quite. Returning serve is one of the hardest jobs in sports. You're reacting to a ball traveling over 100 miles per hour with less than half a second to respond. Yet one woman made it look strangely easy, Evert. While modern fans often focus on power hitters, Evert's returning ability was legendary. She neutralized big servers before it became fashionable. Her consistency was so absurd that opponents often felt like they needed to hit 3 winners just to win a single point. But if we're talking modern tennis, another name demands attention, Simona Halep. Halep's anticipation, court positioning, and ability to turn defense into offense made her one of the greatest returners of her generation. For our ultimate player, we're combining Evert's consistency with Halep's anticipation. Good luck holding serve against that. The forehand, Steffi Graf. Some forehands hurt, some forehands intimidate, and then there was Steffi Graf's forehand. Known as the legendary Fräulein forehand, Graf unleashed a shot that dominated an entire era. It wasn't just powerful, it was explosive. The combination of speed, precision, and devastating footwork behind it made opponents feel like they were constantly running for their lives. Graf won 22 Grand Slam titles largely because that forehand could dictate matches from virtually any position on the court. Cross court, down the line, on the run, didn't matter. If our perfect player needs a forehand, Graf's gets the job. And honestly, it gets the job by a landslide. If you've stayed with us this far, it means you're finding real value in this content. Please take a moment to like the video. This helps YouTube recommend it to more viewers so others can benefit as well. And be sure to stay with us until the very end because we have a special gift waiting for you. Now, let's get back to the video. The backhand, Martina Hingis. Now here's where things get interesting. If you ask fans about the greatest backhand in women's tennis, you'll hear names like Justine Henin, Monica Seles, and even Martina Navratilova. But for our perfect player, we're choosing Martina Hingis. Why? Because tennis isn't always about hitting harder. Sometimes it's about hitting smarter. Hingis possessed one of the most intelligent backhands the sport has ever seen. She could redirect pace effortlessly, create impossible angles, and expose weaknesses before opponents even realized they had them. Watching Hingis play was like watching someone solve a puzzle in real time, only the puzzle was another professional tennis player, and she always seemed to know the answer. Movement, Justine Henin. Now we move to one of the most underrated skills in tennis, movement, because the greatest shots in the world don't matter if you can't get to the ball. Enter Justine Henin. Standing barely 5'6", Henin regularly outmaneuvered players much bigger and stronger than herself. She glided across clay courts, floated across hard courts, and somehow always seemed balanced even while sprinting full speed. Her footwork was a masterclass in efficiency. Every step had purpose, every movement conserved energy, every recovery seemed perfect. If Serena gave us the engine, Henin provides the wheels, and they're championship wheels. Net play and touch, Martina Navratilova. The modern game doesn't spend enough time at the net, but if we're building the perfect player, we absolutely are, and nobody gets this category except Martina Navratilova. 9 Wimbledon singles titles, 9. That number alone sounds fictional. Navratilova transformed net play into an art form. Her volleys were precise, her reflexes were lightning fast, and her understanding of court positioning was years ahead of her time. When she moved forward, points usually ended quickly and usually in her favor. For touch, creativity, and finishing ability, Navratilova remains the gold standard. Defense. Iga Świątek. Every great champion eventually finds herself in trouble. Her speed, court coverage, and ability to absorb pressure are remarkable. And somehow she's turned defense into offense. That's the terrifying thing about Świątek. The point isn't over until she says it is, and often she says it isn't. Mental toughness, Serena Williams. This category decides legacies, the biggest moments, the loudest crowds, the heaviest pressure, and once again, we return to Serena. 23 Grand Slam singles titles, countless comeback victories, years spent carrying the expectations of an entire sport. Serena wasn't just mentally strong, she was mentally relentless. When other players panicked, Serena focused. When others tightened up, Serena attacked. When history was on the line, she often played her best tennis. Champions are remembered for their talent. Legends are remembered for how they handled pressure. That's why Serena gets this category too. The final creation. So what does our ultimate female tennis player look like? She serves like Serena Williams, returns like Evert and Simona Halep, unleashes Steffi Graf's forehand, owns Martina Hingis's tactical backhand, moves like Justine Henin, volleys like Martina Navratilova, defends like Iga Świątek, and possesses Serena's unbreakable mentality. Honestly, that player sounds less like a human being and more like a final boss in a tennis video game. The scary part is that every one of these traits actually existed. Real women, real champions, real greatness. Different eras, different styles, different personalities, but together they form the blueprint for perfection. Tennis history is filled with legends who changed the game forever. Some overwhelmed opponents with power, others relied on intelligence, movement, or sheer determination. But the truth is, perfection has never belonged to one player. It's scattered across generations, hidden inside the careers of the greatest champions the sport has ever seen. And maybe that's what makes tennis so fascinating. The perfect player doesn't exist, yet every generation gets a little closer. So now it's your turn. Who would make your ultimate female tennis player? Would you change the forehand, replace the backhand, or give someone else the mental toughness crown? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into tennis greatness, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next sports documentary, because the next tennis legend might already be out there, waiting for her final form. As promised, take a moment to check out the description for exceptional products and supplements aimed at enhancing your performance, and use promo code YT20 for 20% off your first order. So follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more captivating content. While you're here, feel free to delve into our channel for other intriguing videos. See you in the next one.